39, and I'm bringing you this live transmission to just point out amazing things are happening. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump is 60 plus days away from even being president of the United States. He's only president-elect, and already Ford has announced it's not going to leave the United States. Tens of thousands of jobs. Apple is looking at bringing its factories back to the United States the first time in more than 20 years, and so much more is happening. It is the admitted Trump plan to go to nationalism, not globalism. America's wealth was sold out in one-sided deals, not to help the people of China, but to create a global monopoly, to actually impoverish populations, to control them. That's what the New World Order is. And his chief strategist, who might as well just be an info warrior, Steve Bannon, who's a classic patriot, understands that. And they have the demographic numbers where the Democratic Party in their own emails want to make whites, blacks, and Hispanics and Asians so poor we have to depend on them. Bannon has a plan with Trump to literally end up having the vast majority of Hispanics who are already there and blacks vote for Trump in the next election. It'll be a total landslide. We've already seen the House, the Senate swept. Biggest landslide for Republicans in the last 100 years because they kicked the Republican establishment out. They kicked the Democrats out. They didn't play by the normal playbook. They went with the info war. They went with truth, not with my rhetoric, as the media keeps pointing out. My rhetoric's what's actually happening. Globalism, what I talk about with globalism is from their own documents. So history is unfolding right now. This is a huge time to be alive. Now, I'm going to put two videos we just shot. This is live up on Infowars.com the next hour, where I go over Bannon's latest breakdown. It's beautiful. It's on target. It's based on countering the globalist system, and it will create wealth all over the world. Globalism is about concentrating wealth in the elite's hands, not in the nation state, not in the people. It's about total dependency, and that's being shattered. The answer is prosperity. We can do anything together. That's why they've weaponized the media. They just got caught at Bloomberg putting out fake tweets where Trump says, oh, I ripped off 6,000 kids. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. Oh, I'm so great. They're going to new levels after getting their ass kicked in the election. Their supporters are like thugs, mainly white people, out starting fights, getting in people's faces. That happened to me today. I mean, they are just like mental patients who kept imagining once the Democrats took over, they'd like rule over everything or something, as if the elite would ever give you anything. I mean, this is wild what's happening. So we're going to be breaking it all down. But these two videos I shot, one of them is 20 minutes long, breaking down really this important message from Trump and Steve Bannon is so important. Now, the New York Times, the Washington Post, they're all flipping out. They're saying it's like Alex Jones is the president. No, it's not. I may seem alien to people raised by mainstream media their whole lives. What I'm talking about is the Renaissance, the American system, the founding fathers, what made us so great. This is real economics, folks. The globalists have a crony capitalist system to consolidate control in their own words. It's not like this is theories. It's guaranteed. Guaranteed. That you cut taxes on poor people to zero, everything explodes. You cut taxes on the middle class, everything explodes. You cut our corporate taxes to the same level as the Chinese, the jobs will move back. The corporations wrote that to make everything move to China because they could gatekeep and control and still cut out some companies. They didn't want free market here. They almost extinguished it, but in Russia and in Europe, almost every country's trying to pull out of the EU right now. Almost everybody's trying to pull out of the whole global system with the Brexit. They are in deep crap as people discover this. And as folks find out that big mega banks are tax exempt and we're setting themselves up with diplomatic community, as a new royalty, it's over. I've always said it's game over. Their only hope now is to shut us down. So instead of calling us conspiracy theorists, they've come out from Fox to CNN with official Democratic Party people saying, shut Alex Jones off. He's the first person. What have I said here that's fake the last 5 minutes? Told you about a Hollywood Reporter article with Steve Bannon. Told you about Ford coming back. Told you, again, it's the reality of it. It's that it's teleprompter free. I'm not getting orders from on high. We've had 5 billion views on YouTube. In the last 6 years. We are exponentially growing. We had 85 million people tune in over the election. Everywhere I go, I get mobbed. I'm nothing. But that's an indication of how big the liberty movement is and what you've done, spreading the videos, spreading the articles, spreading the podcast, spreading the links to Infowars.com/show. You are igniting the fires of liberty worldwide. You are setting the brush fires in the minds of men and women. Their greatest victory is now their defeat. Ron Paul, the liberty movement, anti-war Republicans, didn't like the bipartisan wars. We all started the Tea Party, throwing the 9/11 Commission report in the water, in Boston and in Austin. Then when Obama got in 2008, there were people protesting Democrats and Republicans. There was such a grassroots anger. That's what brought Obama in. The same whites that elected him elected Trump because he's so racist. They were pissed when stuff didn't get delivered in a year or two. The Republicans came in, tried to take it over. In their arrogance, all they did was bring the libertarian movement in, the real libertarian movement, not the co-opted Gary Johnson one, into the Republican Party as an insurrection to take it over. Within 2 or 3 years, elite memos came out. You can look them up. Democrats, Republicans meetings say, we've got to stop the Tea Party from taking over. How do we do it? We say they're racist. That way minorities don't feel like they can be part of small taxes, lower government, private property. My God, if they ever get into this, the memos, they just freak out. It's over for us, is what they said. So they said, race, 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 race. And minorities wouldn't go to the Tea Party events. They bought it for a while. But slowly but surely they found out the truth. And it got so inclusive with Trump, and Hillary got caught sending people to start race fights to blame it on Sanders and Trump in the WikiLeaks. That blew up. And now massive numbers of blacks and Hispanics are voting for libertarians and constitutionalists and patriots. And it's growing. And if the Republicans can kick out the establishment, which Bannon says he's going to do with Trump, that's his chief strategist. If they can kick them out, deliver tax cuts, deliver freezing spending, deliver not starting all these wars, my God, folks, America has come back from the dead. We're 50% there, but the socialists and their dream of hating America and their dream of everybody having to live hand to mouth from them controlling things, they relish ending language, ending family, telling us how to live. These are not liberals. The return of true Thomas Jefferson liberalism is here. The terms mean nothing, but the Republican establishment's panicking, the Democratic establishment's panicking. How could anyone not know Trump's the man? How could anyone not see their fear? And now that he's not even president, and he's so presidential, already delivering, not on conquest economies, but on renaissance economies. Infowars.com/show. Thank you all for every color, all of us have red blood. It is so touching to go to the shooting range and to be mobbed by Hispanic Americans who are listeners. It is so touching then to go to a big famous barbecue place out in the country, just full of white people, black people, Hispanics. There weren't any Asian folks there, just all eating barbecue and laughing and ha 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 ha, in our love of smoked meat. I mean, it just transcends, and the people in the big cities are the ones all, and they're like locked doors, and, prove you're not racist, and, the mayor of New York putting out, tweets saying, fuck whiteness, and whites are bad. I mean, it's just all like, that's all you've got is to start a race war? And it didn't work. So you're doubling down. What jackasses? What weirdos? What race pimps? What anti-human nasties you really are. But it's always, 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 always looks bad until the dawn. And we're far from being out of the woods. But I've never had my identity in parties. Never had my identity in groups. I'm not a tribalist. I got behind Trump because I knew the globalists were upset about him, and I knew he was Americana, and I knew he was like what I likened earlier in another video to say the tourism board of a beach town. They just want more money. They want more tourism. They want prosperity because that's their economy. The globalists want a centralized economy where you go broke and they consolidate control. Trump's a guy that owns hotels and stuff, and he sees stuff getting bad. He wants prosperity. He's not out to get you, and that's what Americana is. The globalists admit their system is austerity. They live in big mansions and have jumbo jets and 15 mistresses. You have nothing but 200-foot apartment. And fireplaces are banned. Here in Austin, they're trying to ban them, and outdoor cook stoves and single-family dwellings. It's all social engineering. Look into it, folks. Learn about it. Don't just hear the New York Times make fun of it and you think, oh, I'm intellectual. I make fun of Agenda 21. Find out what it is for yourself and learn what they're doing to you and your family. Infowars.com/show. That's it for this transmission. I'm done for the day. Watch for those videos to be posted the next hour at Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com. Both of them are very, very important emergency messages, but emergency messages of very good news if people take action. But the fires of liberty are right there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Saturday night, and I'm bringing you this live transmission to just point out amazing things are happening. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump is 60-plus days away from even being president of the United States. He's only president-elect. And already Ford has announced it's not going to leave the United States, tens of thousands of jobs. Apple is looking at bringing its factories back to the United States the first time in more than 20 years, and so much more is happening. It is the admitted Trump plan to go to nationalism, not globalism. America's wealth was sold out in one-sided deals, not to help the people of China, but to create a global monopoly, to actually impoverish populations, to control them. That's what the New World Order is. And his chief strategist, who might as well just be an info warrior, Steve Bannon, who's a classic patriot, understands that. And they have the demographic numbers where the Democratic Party in their own emails want to make whites, blacks, and Hispanics and Asians so poor we have to depend on them. Bannon has a plan with Trump to literally end up having the vast majority of Hispanics who are already there and blacks vote for Trump in the next election. It'll be a total landslide. We've already seen the House, the Senate swept. Biggest landslide for Republicans in the last 100 years because they kicked the Republican establishment out. They kicked the Democrats out. They didn't play by the normal playbook. They went with the info war. They went with truth, not with my rhetoric.